Hey, everybody, and welcome to the first scoop for October, where I'm hoping that spring has found wherever you are and the weather is starting to get a little bit warmer. Certainly things are heating up in the offices at EBnet as we count down. Now we're basically into hours before Monday's start of our conference. I'm of course referring to the EBnet Evolutionaries Conference, which is opening on Monday morning at 8 a.m. Now it's not too late for you to register. As you know, this is a virtual event, so you are able to come and go as you please, which means you can register over the weekend right now by going to www.ebnet.co.za, and you can register yourself and you can hop onto that conference anytime next week. Now, why would you want to register is, I guess, what your next question is. Well, because the topic this year is AI and tech. And we couldn't have timed it better. Certainly every piece of news that I'm picking up at the moment is around AI and tech. And in fact, one of the more popular articles that got a lot of clicks this week on EBnet is an article by PNet, believe it or not, around the 15 jobs that will be popular in the next 5 to 10 years. And that's a little bit of a scary one around where the world is going and how you should be equipping your kids and what you yourself, in terms of career sustainability, should be thinking about. If you want to know more about AI, as I say, register for the conference. There will, I promise you, be content in there that I know that you will enjoy, and you save time by only watching the speakers in speakers booth that you are interested in seeing, or who are talking on topics that are relevant to your role in our industry. Of course, one man, one vote in the EBnet Evolutionaries Conference, and that is on the Evolutionary Awards. Now, part of the conference is sending out or putting out great content, and the other part of the conference is acknowledging people in the investments, benefits, and saving industry who have really pushed the boundaries of evolution and of creative thinking and different ways of doing things. And we acknowledge those individuals and those businesses who have come up with these great ideas in a process called the Evolutionary Awards. And in the conference platform, you will see 6 evolutionary rooms, or Evo Award rooms as they're labeled, and you can go in there and have a look at what's happening around you in the industry. When you are in there, you can vote for your favorite, and there's always a lot of enthusiasm and fun around that voting. So please go into the conference, enjoy the content. Of course, you can interact with any of the speakers and any of the exhibitors and myself and the EBnet team, and let us know what you think while you're in there and while you're enjoying some of the cool stuff that we've put in there for you. If you do win a prize, good for you. There are some great prizes. I'm thinking specifically of a 10,000 Rand unit trust, some TVs, some iPads, some other stuff in there. It's really, really is fun. So go in there, register at www.ebnet.co.za to make sure that you don't miss out on that conversation. An interesting other conversation that's happening right now is, funny enough, on our publications podium. So EBnet, not only do we bring you the current conversation, but we also bring you some of the latest research as it unfolds in our environment. So you'll see on publications podium, I've updated it with 3 pieces of new research that in fact came out this week. The first is Momentum's Stewardship Report for 2025. The second is Prescient's ETF, I think they've called it the Evolutions Report. It's the first of its kind from Prescient, and really talking to the evolution of ETFs and what they're experiencing, the niche that they are filling, the needs that they are meeting, and also the challenges that they are expecting or will anticipate having to deal with in the coming, let's call it, months and years. The third piece of research is from Morgan Stanley, an absolutely fantastic look at a global perspective and what people are worrying about. Now, 2 of those 3 pieces of research, and to some extent the third, talk to AI and talk to tech. And again, I'm also thinking of Aon's research that was published this week. In fact, I think it's gone on to EBnet today. Aon's top 15 things people are worried about. So if you take into account what jobs people are looking for, what business leaders, both in South Africa and around the world, are thinking about, AI and tech is definitely top of mind, both the risks and the opportunities that presents. Our week started off with a bang at EBnet, and that was, of course, I'm talking about our two-part webinar with some of the leading minds in our country, and from a variety of perspectives, right? Administrators, members, investment professionals. What does two-pot mean, and what has it meant over the last 12 or 13 months, and some of the unintended consequences that the industry is now having to deal with. An excellent webinar, a great conversation. You can catch a recording on our website, again, www.ebnet.co.za. I do suggest, if you are involved in retirement funds, pension provident funds, or a consultant or an advisor, that you do go and catch up with some of the thinking, not only on where two-pot is now, but some of the challenges that we will have to deal with in the coming months and years.
EBnet is proud to bring you top quality content from experts across the financial services industry in South Africa and internationally, all for free. Your support helps us in doing this. All we ask is that you subscribe to our channel by clicking the subscribe button below, share this video with others you think will benefit from it, and give us a thumbs up if you are enjoying the content. That way, you help us help you. Thank you from the team at EBnet. For more great content, please visit www.ebnet.co.za.
Our next webinar, these are always fun and we enjoy bringing these to you, is at the end of October, on the 27th of October, and that's on private markets. Now, private markets is a hot topic as the country looks to building with its investments from retirement funds and institutional investors, building infrastructure and building the country of tomorrow that not only we would like to retire into, but certainly we would like our children to become productive citizens in, and be able to live, I suppose. And so private markets offers institutional investors that opportunity, and it is a great conversation, certainly some role play that they're busy tinkering with there, and a fun webinar dealing with a very, very important topic that will come up at the end of October. So look out for that. While we're on the markets, Leon did have an excellent conversation with John Taylor, of course, from Liberty, in our regular segment, Living Markets with Liberty. And, with the byline is, you can see why John's losing his hair, and I think that's in reference to the markets. You'll have to go check it out. But certainly more boring advice. But the markets are crazy. 2025 has been stupendous when it comes to returns. It's gobsmacking. It's not very often you'll find me speechless, but I don't have a lot of things to say about markets this year because they're not making a lot of sense, and maybe a bit like my teenagers. But yeah, it's been it's lovely as an investor, but John explores the psychology behind it, and when markets are behaving like this, what exactly you should do as an investor. And certainly those of us who are managing and responsible and looking after a significant amount of other people's money, you do get to a point where you're feeling sort of, is this it? I'm still worrying whether I've missed out on the gold rush. But anyway, it is what it is now. So that's John Taylor in the latest episode of Living Markets with Liberty. Another excellent interview which dropped onto EBnet Stream this week was in our Power Plays and Paydays segment. I'm of course talking about Leon's conversation with Katlego Moagi. She is a very prominent and public podcaster. In fact, her podcast is called Citizen Concerned. I would suggest that you go and catch up on that. grab a cup of coffee, go and have a listen to the conversation, and where politically the country is. And as we know, we don't invest other people's money in a vacuum. We are subject to this political world in as much as we are subject to, the climatological world that we need to retire in and resources that we're going to need. Politics is part of that. And as investors, we need to know what's happening there. Other interesting things that have come up in the week, I'm thinking of articles, very, very interesting commentary around how investing behavior and attitudes have changed. That was from Schroders, and some other interesting stuff right on the website. You can go and have a look at that. But yeah, that's another week, and it's been busy, but it's been fun busy. And as I say, we're looking forward very much to hosting you next week. And until next week, Friday, where hopefully we will be wrapping up the conference with some excellent news. But until then, keep well.